Hello and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, remember to hit that subscribe button, and thank you for sharing and helping this information to get out there, being part of the community, helping people through their week, month, day, whatever it is. If you can understand a little bit more about what's happening universally, energetically for yourself and others, it does help the collective. Okay, so thank you very much. Now we're here to talk about the Aquarius full moon that's happening. This is the second full moon in Aquarius. It is about rapid and radical shifts. And it's interesting, we had a full moon before, the 8-8 Lionsgate, then we had that activation, which was an initiation of you as a human being or your soul into the next level. So when we have that, it's like the collective, and most people I've been speaking with or around are feeling that on some level. Mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, you will be feeling, let's call it chaos within yourself or outer world that is actually moving you towards your future. It has a purpose. This chaos has a purpose. It's to move you, shake you, align you, realign you, activate you, and move you into a higher aspect of yourself. But when we're going through that, it feels scary. It is the unknown. We have to face some big challenges we have within ourselves, within our psyche, within our blockages, within our fears. Okay, so we are all being internally challenged. Therefore, there's a lot of external challenge going on out there. So just remember, everybody is going through this on some level. Unfortunately, and I feel I'm sending out love to unconditional love to those who are really experiencing profound, energy frequencies where they're not coping, anxiety, lots of mental health going through the roof. Please understand that they're sensitive people, and if you're experiencing that with yourself, I've had people coming saying, I've never experienced these feelings, these frequencies within myself, emotionally, mentally. I've had to explain to them there is a major frequency shift going up, like an upgrade. So please know that. And please ground yourself and be caring and kind and do what you need to do to, stay connected. Because with this Aquarian energy that we're moving into the future, Aquarian is about, quantum leaps. It can disconnect. So the core element now into the future will be actually doing the opposite. Instead of going up in frequency, we'll find that very easy. We need to actually remember to be grounded and stay grounded and connected and not in our own bubble and not disconnected. So that's even a big change in the psyche of people anyway. Here we are, spent years of evolving and evolution and growth and expansion and going through that and learning that, and we still will continue to do that with the Aquarian age and with the quantum leaps pushing us. But we must now do a lot of work on the earthing and the grounding and the connection to stay connected. So, now we're imbalanced in that, and now there's a learning in that. We've always studied the frequency of the up and the expansion and the beyond, but there hasn't been a lot of study about the earthing. There is, but we haven't, had a huge focus on that. It's been all about higher connection. So, let's not get into that now, because that is a long conversation that could go on and on and on. But let's talk about this Aquarius full moon. Now, it's bringing a super energy in for you to be aware of your frequency. It's called a blue moon as well. So we've got that. It's at 29 degrees and 36 minutes Aquarius, this full moon. We have Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn's the restrictor. We have Aquarius being the quantum expander, and Saturn being the restrictor. So we're dealing with those issues inwardly and outwardly. Also, we have Jupiter conjunct the blue full moon. So Jupiter wants to expand. Full moons shine a light. shine a big bright light on something you need to become aware of, or you need to expand, or you need to complete. So I am seeing a lot of cycles at the moment coming into completion, or cycles you need to complete to move forward in your upgrade of you as a human or your soul. So just remember that. And when we're in these quantum frequency jumps of our awareness, our consciousness, you can feel, I suppose, a sense of the unknown, a sense of that fear can come in with radical shifts, because with radical shifts we get a lot of drama, inwardly, outwardly. What you also could be experiencing, because we have Uranus here as well, we choose to move on. Uranus wants you to think outside the box. It's surprises. So we're, you know, all of August, all of September, we're seeing surprises, changes. All of that is moving you forward. Please stay out of the fear, the anxiety. Stay out of, or try to stay out of, and that's the grounding I was talking about, out of negative emotion that feeds the old patterns. Because Uranus wants the new, it wants to expand, it wants the, Jupiter wants to expand, Aquarius wants you to go down the quantum. But there's this Saturn frequency in Aquarius keeping us held to the old structures, the old paradigms. So remember this. Aquarian energy is about unlimited focus on what you want to create. The freedom to love and live the life you want, or how you're feeling. That is an Aquarian energy, okay? The other Aquarian energies are, you have to be okay with not fitting in. Aquarians are okay with not fitting in, being a bit quirky, not following the crowd. You know, and in that, you know, it's all Aquarius and the quantum energy, you know, the higher octave of that sign is to be the unique you that you are. So we're going into, are you wanting to follow the crowd, or are you going to be the unique you? But when we're the unique us, and, you know, you have to be okay with not fitting in and being different, it can be very lonely. You can feel very lost. So it's important to stay focused in what you want to create. And so there's still that breaking down energy of the old structures, the old paradigms, the old, and getting pulled back into those old ways of thinking, or you're pulled into the old emotions that you have within you. So this reading is more about, there's a massive healing going on in this full moon. There's a massive awakening. There's a massive expansion. So it has got a little bit of a different energy with the reading, because, you know, we're finding ourselves, we're trying to find, well, who is the unique us. So we're going through a massive healing, each individual, and what you really want. So take the time, be patient, okay, with yourself and what's going on around you. And we are seeing at the moment who within yourself and others, where are they going to move forward? What are they going to move through? What have they still got more work to do in? You know, all of that is. But the energy is trying to bring in radical shifts. And with radical shifts, we can feel very destabilized. I do like the Saturn in here, because it will make you feel, at least it's grounding. At least you feel like you've got some form of control, you know, within how you're feeling. With Saturn, it's very stable, very solid, very, oh, that's the old, I can connect to that. So, and then we've got this frequency shift coming in. Now with frequency shifts, that's a mouthful. Remember, there can be a jumping in our frequency, which is a jumping in our timelines. So let's just keep that in mind as well. What's jumping in your timelines? I thought I was here and wanted this, and now I've taken a massive leap forward. Or back, but I actually feel with this energy it's more forward, but put it where it resonates, okay? Take what resonates. Every aspect of your life is changing now. So basically, I talk about that with the 2021 frequency. 2020 was the bringing down of your foundation. 2021, and it's when you hit your birthday this year, is when you enter your 2021. is that moment where every aspect of your life is changing, because 2021 is the 5. It is saying we need to reinvent, rejig, rescript. We've got all the Uranus or the Aquarius energy asking for you for a quantum upgrade, to live life in a different way. It has to be done different. Even if you stay in the old, it has to be done differently. But the universe and the energies and within yourself is not allowing you to stay in the old, not allowing you to think in the old ways. So we're having a collective that is in a frequency shift, and that can be very destabilizing, chaotic, unknown, fearful. So please, Aquarius is also the star card in the tarot deck. So that is about what you're thinking, what you put out is what you get. Okay, so be very careful of your thinking at the moment, especially around the full moon. Now, the first card out there, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is the all-loving mother. So nurturing yourself, being connected to the earth. Okay, it's an earth energy, earth sort of being practical, logical, but not so much in this energy, or maybe need a little bit of that in this energy is the message. We'll get more cards, but very grounded, very earthy, very nurturing. And look at that. Look what popped out after that, the star card. So please, I feel with this, stay very grounded. The star card is quantum energy. What she's pouring into this water ripples out into the universe. Think positive, be positive, okay? It's time to create the world that you want. What's the nurturing? What is home? What is family? What what feels good? What feels right to you, okay? But to me, this is about also staying grounded in this frequency. It seems to be important. There'll be a lot of messages coming through Spirit. Set them up. You're either getting messages about your new beginnings, or situations through Spirit, and these are set up by Spirit. So with this card, we can say you might get a text, email, hear a conversation, be told something you were meant to hear. But if you're getting a message through Spirit, the King of Wands is all about taking action, and it can be fast action because there is radical and rapid shifts here, and I would say the King of Wands definitely has that determination and to take action. And again, oh wow, isn't this interesting? So we have the grounding energy with the quantum energy here, the star card. Wow, the manifesting. And we've got a little bit of a follow-up here. Take action, radical change, radical action, radical shift. But this is slow. This is the slowest moving knight of the deck. And it's about logic and planning and slowly and but he's also thinking about where he's going. He's planning, he's focused, he's creating it, he's manifesting it, he's thinking about it. Okay, so there's the conflicting energy of the Aquarius full moon. So I'm going to start to ask some different energies. So where is your, the deceit, the deception card there? Where are you deceiving yourself? Where are others deceiving you? Now, deception doesn't mean someone's cheating on me or anything like that. Deception is something you didn't see or know, or something that needs to come to light or be cleared, or a consciousness you need to change. I'm going to say to you, where are you attached? Where are you attached to things? Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Are you attached to routine? Are you attached to income? Are you attached to are you codependent in something? Because remember, this Aquarian energy is about being unique, not fitting in, happy with not fitting, being a little different, being a little quirky, being a little outside the box. So I think this is where people are being challenged. And none of us like to be challenged in our routine and changing how we do things. So I think that's a massive theme here with this full moon and blue moon. What is the major overall message? Because that energy there that has come out is, overwhelmed. A lot of people are overwhelmed. They need to process. This card here is my girl has been out fighting a war, fighting a battle, defending herself, trying to battle through, let's say, and she is overwhelmed. She needs to stop. She needs to catch her breath. She needs to process. So that's the grounding. There's the fated wheel of change and decisions. So this Aquarius full moon is the time to make decisions. That this is change that is happening anyway. Whether you stay, go, change this, change that, stay the old, stay the new. Change is imminent. It has to happen. Okay? And there's the decision. And I would say imbalance, where you're imbalanced in something will show up around this full moon. Now, my fated wheel of change, I always say, is also about my roundabout card. You know, there's different paths to take. So it's like the universe spinning it, going, oh, what path are we going to take here? What are we doing? So let's get some clarifiers, please. Let's get some big messages for the collective about the Aquarius full moon. And what is the message that the collective need to hear? Receiving, being around people, places and situations that are like-minded, that are nurturing, that are giving, that are feeding, that are full of the connectedness, I assume, that you're looking is the word, you know, feeling nurtured, loved, a part of, trying to get that, or being around like-minded. The Aquarius energy, yep, making a decision, final decision, moving on or forward. It looks like this Aquarian energy with the star card is certainly asking that of you, to make a choice or a decision. And I just heard from Spirit that the decisions may be made for you. Now, the message that you receive or hear, whether it's from Spirit or whether it's from someone else or a text or an email or something like that, could be, I'm going to say, quite direct or quite harsh. Okay, with the King of Swords, it's very cutting, it's very clear, it's very final, it's very decided, but also it can be directed with not a lot of tact. So, I mean, to me, this is my businessman. It's great in a board meeting, you know. This is who you send to do the business. There's no emotion here. So please be... There's another message here. I have to get another card. Said. What is the message with the King of Swords, with the Ace of Swords? So aces are about new beginnings. New beginnings coming. Yeah, okay. This is definitely about the King of Swords energy with this message from Spirit. It's definitely about something you have not wanted to face or not ready to face, or maybe it's been temporary restriction, or you have been avoiding or putting this off. This person is free. They just think they're not. They can just take their blindfold off, make the changes, face the issues, but they're not ready. So that could be, please put that where it resonates, because every situation is different. So it could be something, there's a coldness to that, you know, swords are mental energy. It can be too in your head, too mental. It can be cutting, it can be direct. It might be something that needs to be said that you haven't wanted to say or do or face, or you're not ready to move that forward yet. Yeah, there's definitely, offer of love with the King of Wands here. So taking action in where you want to head, what you want to connect with, which is, wow. The Chariot. So anywhere that you've been stagnant, anywhere that you've been unsure or slow moving or stuck or couldn't move, we have got this slow, non-moving night, thinking, planning, doing long term, but a decision, action. It's nearly like, I want to say, the energy here is about the universe moving you forward. Yep, commitment, justice, the facts, balance, fairness, decision, final, bringing balance though. Okay, balancing you out, I should say. Balancing you out of this deceptive energy. Do I, don't I, will I, won't I? It looks like here we're being forced forward regardless with this energy frequency of the full moon. Yep, this overwhelm, you get clarity. You get very clear after the full moon. I just heard 3 days after. So in the next 3 days, things are clear. The faded wheel of change, it looks like all the knowledge you've been given, all the information, all those swords are your skills, your knowledge, your wisdom, everything you've heard. You are going to make that decision of the direction that you're going to. And the Two of Pentacles is about making a decision or being unable to make a decision, or where things are unbalanced, where you've struggled, where you're fighting the crowd, where you're defending yourself, either you with you or you with others or others at you. Can we have a final outcome about that though? Because it basically has a theme here of where the struggle's been, whether in you and outwardly, to be a part of the collective and fit into the old and break free, and this is big stuff. This isn't easy. This isn't, oh, I want to move, or oh, I want to do this. I'm talking about the deep inner mental, emotional, physical and spiritual limitations within yourself, and the collective is pushing you to do quantum jumps forward. You're receiving connection, security, stability, foundation, relationships with a soul base, with the Hermit card, you know, final decisions, death and rebirth, which is actually the conflict. The conflict is the death and rebirth, the quantum energy of the Aquarian energy, the Uranus energy, the Jupiter energy, or, you know, there's conjunctions, there's Saturn in there. It is all the big fight, the inner struggles, the inner ascension, the inner awakening to become more of ourselves, a higher level within ourselves. Wow. And that's why please stay focused on loving energy, or feeling that loving energy or freedom within yourself. Inspiration reversed, self-mastery. So what does the Aquarian energy do? Brings inspiration, creativity, think outside the box, you know, think beyond, think they're always unlimited. You know, we're feeling uninspired, we're feeling pulled down, we're feeling the pull uninspired at the moment, and that energy is trying to break you through into that and bring in that inspired energy. Self-mastery, yeah, holistic health. See, mastering yourself, a higher octave of yourself, a higher octave of your soul, a higher octave of your consciousness. There is an awakening in the consciousness right now. So family, under the inspiration reverse, is breaking through old patterns, old paradigms, old clarity. There's a lot of clarity here under the self-mastery card. We have absolute clarity coming through in this Aquarius full moon, and this is communication. This is communication to like mind. This is 5D energy, not 3D energy, to the quantum, to source, to your higher self, whatever it is that you connect to, God, Buddhas, whoever, I'm not going to go into it, but your source energy, your higher self, your higher connection, communication, okay? And communication, if you like, it's very quantum-y energy. It's not 3D energy. Communication. How many more? I want 3 more. Dreams. So remember, flexibility and relationships. So remember, we said unlimited focus, your dreams, being flexible, being creative, being inspired, being open, looking outside the normal, you know, what you know, and being creative in that. And relationships. Who are you now? How do you connect? How do you communicate? What are you sending out to the world? What are you sending out in your frequency and connection within relationships? This is about what you put out, what you receive, what you think is what you get, what you think is what you create. And relationships are relationships with yourself and others, and what you draw in and what you manifest. And, you know, sometimes in all that, rather than being pulled into, where's and getting peace in that. So that's very interesting. I wouldn't mind pulling though, just quickly. couple of cards here, because this is so Aquarian quantum-y energy and about frequency. So you must watch your thoughts, your words, your actions is what we're saying. Yeah, wow, communication and co-creating. That, look, communication. Now it was reversed. So what you're putting out now is what you're receiving, okay? What you're creating, and also what you're putting out in the collective. So are you going to be unique you, and go to places and within yourself and be creative where you've never been before, or the unseen or the unknown, and co-create and expand in that quantum energy, or you're going to follow the crowd? And if you follow the crowd, you go no further than what's deemed or as your normal at the time. So this is a big quantum message. I call these cards my quantum message cards. What are we putting out in the universe? What are we believing? What are we agreeing to energetically? What are we sending out in our minds and our energies? Where are you agreeing and becoming a part of the crowd, or where are you being revolutionized, evolutionary? What are you sending out? What is your energy, your beliefs? Despite what's going on around you, what are you putting out? Look at that energy there being put out into the collective energy. So please, this Aquarian, you may not be able to do anything physically. This is what people don't understand. But collectively, energetically, you can be sending exactly what you would like out, as long as it's for the highest and good of all, and in positive and love vibration. Yeah, loving compassion, unique gifts, solar plexus. So what are you putting out to the world? What are you putting out in the consciousness right now? What do you believe and what are you agreeing with? And I'm going to ask you here, they're asking you to bring loving compassion to everyone and everything. You are going to realize you have unique gifts, even energetic gifts with your thoughts and frequency. Solar plexus is your soul. What is your soul calling for? What does your soul believe? Okay, there's some soul activations, there's some soul upgrades happening here. Reclaim your energy, reclaim your unique you. Create the world and the future we want to, and put that out into the ethers. So I think the message here is very loud and clear, this Aquarian full moon. The frequencies are so strong right now that what you're putting out into the universe, let's say, is what you are contributing to the quantum energy. So it's not just thinking about ourselves, and we're going through all of that personally in our own upgrades, but I think the bigger question here is from the universe, or the higher source message is, what are you creating for your future? What are you agreeing to? What are you creating? Are you creating love and freedom of life and uniqueness? Or are you creating restriction and fitting in and not furthering, being a part of the crowd and following the crowd? So here lies not only our own personal issues this full moon, but we are part of the evolution of the collective and the future. So just be mindful, because this is the higher octave of Aquarius. We're going to start talking quantum. Readings are going to be about quantum. We're moving into quantum. It's what the whole year's been about, and we can see it in our society, in what's happening in the world. We don't even need to talk about it. Everybody understands what's happening. And the big battle between control, restriction, authority against freedom, the revolution and freedom. And so we're right there in the middle, and we have to remember your unique gifts, and that everyone and everything is energy. Okay? Love and light to everybody. I hope this helps just to understand these massive, super intense, aware frequency shifts that are going on this full blue moon. Okay, enjoy, take care, see you next time. Bye.